Welcome back to Facial Hair is Not Your Friend, also known as Belmont Bunch, for games 50 and 51 of the Islanders season coming out of the All-Star break. On Saturday, the Islanders faced one of the best teams in the West. Michael Dal Colle got something done, but let's start with JT Miller scoring for Vancouver very early in the first. Not much Greiss could do. Greiss in this game, having earned the starting spot back a little bit, and we talked about in the last video, maybe we should go back to the even split of games to get the goalies back going. Didn't really work in either of these, but we'll talk about that further. So the first goal he gives up, not really his fault. Shot from the point, hits the post. That Greiss doesn't even see that, but alertly sweeps it off the line so it doesn't go in. But Michael Dal Colle, future hero, for now GOAT, doesn't pick up JT Miller in the slot, who puts it in past a fallen Greiss, and it's 1-0. And immediately you're like, good, we're back straight from the break. We beat the Rangers before the break, got that monkey off our shoulder, and now we're back and it's a clean slate and shit. So Michael Dal Colle, though, 90% of this is done by Josh Bailey. Josh Bailey comes into the zone on a rush, stops, gets the defender to keep moving, throws it down to the front. Dal Colle crashing to the net, nobody covering him, so it's even for him not covering anybody else. Taps it through Markstrom's legs, and it's 1-1. And all right, here we go. But in period 2, the Islanders would give up 2 awful goals. And this is where I get into this week's sin bin player, Thomas Greiss. I might just put both the goalies in there, but Thomas Greiss, on the first goal, it is a Quinn Hughes shot from the boards, no angle, and it gets a slight tip in front for one of the Islander players, but not enough that it should get through. But it does, and it trickles into the net, and everybody collectively on Twitter was bad, really bad, especially right now with the Islanders not getting any saves when they need it.
Stop trying to distract me.
Right now, they're at league average over the last 10-15 games, like a .909 save percentage. And I said this in my blog, so read that in the description. Right now, they are not built to be a team, though their scoring got better this week, 7 goals in 2 games, not bad. Offense is awake. They're not good enough offensively to make up for really bad goaltending, so the goalies need to wake up, because, I mean, the defense has been all right-ish. They're not good at defending the net front, but the goalies got to make some of these saves. Varlamov would have one in that game. Greiss, on the back of that trickler, would give up a third. This is the third line, by the way. This is Brassard, Dal Colle, and Kuhnhackl, who may have just lost his job. They were on the ice for all 3 of Vancouver's regulation goals. So is there a weak link here? Yes. It's the whole third line. It's very bad. But on this play, Thomas Greiss stops the first shot and kicks the rebound right straight into the slot. Not good rebound control whatsoever. And skipping ahead, I mean, you see the score. That's kind of the story of the game was Jacob Markstrom faced more shots. The Islanders actually played a very good game in total. First, the quality of shot ranges for the Islanders because we don't have a lot of snipers. But also on top of that, rebound control for Markstrom was really good. Not so for Greiss. And so that's what happens when you outshoot the other team and your goalie just plays very badly. So it's 3-1. Late second period. Feels like the game's over. Eberle gets one from Beauvillier. Great pass into the zone, sets him in on basically a one-on-one with Markstrom. He puts it over the pad. So that gives us some hope going into the third. This team, I'll give them this, in these 2 games, resilient. Both games, skip ahead, late third, Brock Nelson's 21st of the year. With the goalie pulled, desperation time, and it works. And we get a point against a really good team. So that's good. The bad, Thomas Greiss gives up a goal in the first minute of overtime that he definitely should have saved off Quinn Hughes, who gets a second of the game and may be the Calder for this year. Really, really bad. Really bad. And 3 bad goals. It's not like he was 20 of 24, but it was like, oh, like there's so many amazing shots from the other. Nope. Thomas Greiss needs to be better. And right as he had a chance to grab the job, screws it up. So let's move to last night's game against Dallas. So there may be some similarities. Top Western Conference team. who's also been on a tear. They were 10-4 in their last 14 coming in. Vancouver's been fantastic also. And another opportunity at the Barclays Center, again, to gain some ground. We have games in hand. These are our games in hand. Get points out of them. And they succeed in that this week. So, this game starts minute 30 in. I'm standing upstairs with my friend Dan and my parents. Anthony Beauvillier backhands one top corner off a great pass from Jordan Eberle. We all scream. My black cat goes running away, and I apologize. So it's 1-0. And this is a period where the Islanders utterly dominate. Shots finish 18-8 after one. They were 10-1 at a point in the first. But I turned to my friend Dan after the Islanders take a iffy interference call on Cizikas. They're about to give up a goal. They do, because that's what's going on. Denis Gurianov, who's amazing in NHL, picks up the power play goal for Dallas. And after one, despite an 18-8 shot edge and a general outplaying of Dallas, it's tied at 1. And this goes back to something we've been talking about for a while, which is even when the Islanders outshoot the other team, bang, bang, they can't pull away from anybody because there's not a lot of capable scorers on this team. But Beauvillier and Barzal, Nelson, at least the guys, and Eberle waking up, we're seeing some offense come to life a little bit. And now Bellows on the second goal gets his first career point. He's integral in this play because it is 2-1 at this point after the Islanders kind of skipped over it. But Nelson give away. Dickinson scores on the other end. Not much Varlamov could do. Brassard. I'm sorry. Let's start with Bellows. The third line, the newly constructed third line after Tom Kuhnhackl was a -3 in the last game, gets taken out. Bellows gets called up. Bellows straight into the lineup. And what does Bellows do but play really, really well? Forecheck, steals the puck, gets it down to Dal Cole. Dal Cole actually puts a good pass to the open Brassard, who just puts it on the net and it goes in. It's almost like you should do that. Although I shouldn't yell at them as much this week because we put a lot of pucks in the net. So that's a good start because you need pucks to go on net to score. And when your team doesn't have a lot of snipers, you put it on the net from anywhere and you just hope. And this ties the game at 2. Bellows gets his first career point. In the third, we would fall down 3-2. But Matt Barzal, again, late in the game, resilient team, probably because Trotz ripped them a new butthole after the break. Shot from the point from Taves, straight off the boards. This is after we had a goal that was wiped off, but that was the right call. Barzal threw his own legs into the goal, and we're going to OT again. But we're seeing, as we came into this game as the 8th seed, we need points. We have games in hand. 1 point is not enough. This was not satisfying. And the Islanders finally wake up. They get 2 points out of a game. Yes, they need to start winning games in regulation. This is Anthony Beauvillier's 15th of the year. Pavelski has it in his own zone. By the way, Varlamov redeems himself for, I skipped over the third goal he gave up, was awful. Shot from the point from Klingberg that Varlamov tries to just, it's one of those shots that he sees the whole way, so much so that he just tries to knock it to the corner instead of just grabbing it because he just wants to knock the rebound to the corner. But he misses it completely. Well, not completely. He tips it into his own net. But don't do that in a tie game. Really, dear God, please. This is what I'm talking about the goaltending needs to wake the hell up. Maybe we should trade for Robin Lehner. Who said that? But
is that possible?
yeah, it's not impossible.
Ooh.
It's not going to happen. Let's get back to Varlamov. Makes a save 15 seconds into overtime. Trotz, trusting the same unit that lost this game in the first minute of overtime, almost gives up a goal 15 seconds into this one. That one was more on the goalie. This one, defensive breakdown. As Jamie Benn breaks in, right pad save by Varlamov to keep the game going. A few minutes later, bad giveaway by Pavelski, and he's the only Dallas Star on the ice, so that's not very good. And Nelson flicks it to Beauvillier. He's in on a breakaway and snaps it home. Bishop doesn't even move. I think he's expecting a move, but good on Beauvillier just to shoot on a breakaway. God forbid they just shoot on a breakaway at Brock Nelson. But, yeah, 3 points out of 4. Against 2 very good teams. These are signs of life after the Isles have really, they had a bad January. And now This is important. This is important to see. So let's go to the 3 stars of the week. Fairly easy to pick out. Like Keep, earlier in the season we talked about we want more defensemen to be on these, but nobody's really sticking out defensively. Also because we've been giving up a lot of goals. So Beauvillier, game-winning goal. Had 2 goals against Dallas, picked up an assist against Vancouver, generally looked good. Eberle has been waking the hell up, scoring, also playmaking, assisted Beauvillier a couple of times this week. And Brock Nelson, he had a really bad giveaway in the Dallas game that set up Dallas's go-ahead goal to be to go up 2-1. But later in that game, he was the one that picks off that pass, gives it to Beauvillier, and lets him win the game. So you got to give him credit for coming back with that. And then also, he ties the game in the last minute of the Vancouver game. So we don't get a point out of that game, and we don't get the second point out of the Dallas game, if not for Nelson. So Nelson's actually kind of worth 2 points in the standings this week. So good for him. Honorable mentions. It looks like I just had a stroke because it's a bunch of letters. Honorable mentions. Michael Dowcole, 2 points this week. Anytime he gets multiple points in a week, I'll give him an honorable mention because I expect nothing out of him. I'm an asshole. And then Kiefer Bellows, first career point, first career game, looked very, very good. I think Tom Kuhnackel's out of a job based on how well Bellows played in this first game. Sin bin, I alluded to it. Grice with a dishonorable mention, or a DM. I love the young people to Varlamov. Varlamov giving up a really, really soft goal that put us in a bad position against Dallas. Grice losing the game against Vancouver. So yeah, I feel like I've justified myself. Goodbye.
Just end it right
Yeah.
there.